TV. How's everybody feeling this evening? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I missed y'all, but we here. We gonna chop it up. Hope everybody's been doing good. I've been very busy working on a lot of videos, trying to perfect my craft, trying to level up for this 2025. So I haven't been going live a lot lately, but there's been a lot of things I wanted to cover. We're gonna talk tonight about a couple things. You dig? I want some people to chime in. If you catch the playback, I want you to drop a comment, okay? Because this is a big topic right now, all right? And I don't see a lot of people talking about this specifically, but tonight we're gonna talk about it. You dig? Like I said, I've been busy, man, working on video stuff. I got a lot of hot shit coming. Go follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube. Now, we're gonna get straight to the point. You see the title, right? I'm posing the question, and I want people to answer. I want participation. I have my opinion. I'm gonna give my opinion. Is the white privilege argument over? And what I mean by that is, we've all heard of this thing called white privilege. And we all heard people give pushback on whether or not that exists, okay? Some of us already knew and know that exists. On everybody, I'm talking about all cultures, will be honest and say, yes, this exists. But for a long time, a lot of people have said, no, there's no such thing as white privilege. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, has pardoned 1,500, or said, I don't know if he did it all, pardon them all yet. I think he did pardon all of them already. But he's going to pardon 1,500 of the people who, I want to say this correct because we can't play with this, okay? He's pardoning 1,500 of the insurrectionists, the people that ran into the Capitol, the state, the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. We're going to take this slow. I'm going to break everything down. Sometimes it's hard for me to articulate what I want to say. Donald Trump, and listen, I want to be very clear. I'm not mad at those people for going into that Capitol. I'm not mad at them at all. Wells, what's up, homie? What's up, Wells? What do you disagree with? I haven't even stated my claim yet. So, Wells, you're saying that white privilege doesn't exist? Is that what you're saying? We're going to talk about it. So, anyway, he's pardoning 1,500 of the people that ran into the Capitol, okay? People that fought police, people that were complicit in police officers passing away. Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? They get to go home. Am I tripping? We're going to ask that golden question here in a minute, right? Twig, what up? Braden Nelson, what up? Neasley Nice, what up? I'm asking the question, is the white privilege argument over? Because clearly, this is a case of white privilege. Why do I say that? Because if it was 1,500 Mexicans, black people, there will be no pardons. You can bet your ass on that. We will be under the goddamn jail. We will be under the jail. Right or wrong. Be honest. Let's be honest, man. Let's cut the crap, right? I'm not saying everybody's privileged. I'm not saying that everybody has exercised their privilege. Okay? But what I'm saying is this is a clear-cut case of white privilege. I'm talking about people. Ray Minnick, that's my guy. Ray Minnick is a white guy, and he is honest. You dig? He's an honest person. and we have, I mean, at this point, you cannot deny it at this point. I'm talking about storming a federal building. Now, people keep saying that the police let everybody in. No. Some gates, yes, they were opened by police. But we have footage. There's footage. I was just watching the other day. There's footage of the police trying to hold the barricade. They're trying to hold the barricade down, and they just got overpowered. So we're not going to act like they just let everybody through, because that's not the case. Those people showed up to the Capitol building at the direction of Donald Trump. And I'm not mad. Look, we all being honest here, right? I'm not mad that they went in there. I like it and I respect what they did. I respect those people for standing on business for what they believe was right. I think black people need to take a page out of that book. But at the same time, I understand why black folks don't make moves like that in 2025 and 2024 or whatever year they went in there. It's because we don't have the privilege. We know we would have got shot down. We would have got shot down, dog. And those of us who would have survived, we would have got lengthy prison sentences. And there would be no pardons, because what president will pardon us? Even a black one wouldn't pardon. Barack Obama wouldn't have pardoned us. I'm not mad at Trump for pardoning these people. But what we're not going to do is act like white privilege doesn't exist. We're going to cut the crap, man, tonight. It's over. The argument is over. Nicely nice says, I am not American, sir, but I am telling you this. We are in the middle of really suffering of the machine war that provided by this administration. And this past one, we really are Muslims. We'll be back. Oh, you'll be back. I don't know what that means. Just relax for a second says, these political games are just one layer. This life we are in have many layers like an onion. And we are peeling away. I agree with that. Ray Minnick says January 6th was ugly as uff. The issue is that a majority weren't violent. They just walked in. Do I think the non-violent ones deserve the last 4 years in jail? Let me talk about that. Let's talk about that, Ray. Because I see what you're saying, but that's not how the law works. And that's not how it works for me, okay? That's definitely not how it works. Because the thing is, it's called being complicit. It's called being complicit. You know, do you know that if you even say certain words, you can get arrested and sentenced and convicted for inciting a riot? So the people that just walked in, they were not welcome in. Nobody told them to come in there. That was trespassing on federal property where police were unalived, where Congress were hiding under tables. Let me and my homeboys go in there. Let us go up in there and have Congress people, good Professional Congress people hiding under desks. We wouldn't see the day of light, let alone be pardoned. You understand? So yeah, let's just say, hey, let's just say some of these people weren't violent. I'll give you that. The problem is they're complicit. They didn't stop anything. They didn't hold anybody back. They didn't help that police officer that got taken away from his family. How many officers passed away? Was it just one? Let me tell you something. Let me be in the parameter of a riot, or insurrection, whatever you want to call it. Let me be in the parameter, and an officer passes away. It's not going. It's not going to be. I'm not going to get a pardon, dog. There would be no. They would. It would be no pardon for me. Let's keep it real, man. Um, just relax says both red and blue are running games, not just blacks. The stigma behind blacks is the color because they relate us to fallen angels who turn literally black from sin, not brown. Ray Minnick says, if you want to roll up in there, I'll be down. Ash Ketchum, what's up, man? That name sounds familiar. Um, Relax for a second says, yes, top flight TV. The big picture is we're just following orders. I'm gonna talk about the Democrats in a minute because everybody is hypocritical. It's a lot of hypocritical stuff. Everything is turned upside down right now. Do y'all know how much confusion is going on right now in the world, especially with the politics? The Democrats, they are hypocrites because they're not calling out their party. Joe Biden and his theatrics and his policies and the things that he's done, they refuse to call out Joe Biden. And the problem is that's why things are the way they are because they didn't hold their party accountable. All I see on social media is people upset, people whining. Let me tell you something about me and people that I associate with or my kind, people like me. And I'm not saying color, I'm just saying people like me that are already aware of how this works. Okay. We already know how this works. So when we see that, it's no surprise. That's no surprise. I wasn't surprised. I'm not mad. That's not a surprise that he did that. Can you believe people are actually trying to justify that? Can you believe that? My man threw the Hail Hitler, I don't know the correct terminology for that, the Nazi salute. Is that what that's called? There's no excuse for that. People were trying to make excuses for that. And they try to justify that and say it wasn't like that. Can you believe it? Let me tell you something, man. Shit is so funky right now. Everything is funky right now, dog. The thing is, the reason why I don't like look, these Democrats are on here crying about the Nazi salute. They're crying about Trump and all this, but they could have avoided all this. They didn't want to hold their party accountable. Ray Minnick says, here's the real problem. Nobody wants to listen and have empathy. They just want to yell and fight. I'm glad there are people like you who are just trying to have hard conversations, not just divide. Listen, man, listen. United we stand, divided we fall, correct? Isn't that the term? I care about the country and the future of the country for my kids because I won't be here. You understand? Um, it's a lot of games being played. It's a lot of funky shit happening. And Elon Musk is running around here like a happy little hoe in a room full of tricks, and it looks goofy as hell. What's up with Elon Musk? Why does he look so damn goofy? I'm lost. I'm lost. Um, my question is, matter of fact, my comment is, what exactly can be done about it? Nothing can be done about it at this point. Elon Musk can throw up the Nazi salute without repercussion. Donald Trump didn't say anything about that. Mhm. Where the good people at? The good people aren't speaking up on this. And a lot of people are acting like it wasn't what it was. And we see that shit. Where the good people at? The people who aren't racist, where you at? I don't see any. I put a post up on my Facebook and I put the post up where it shows him doing the salute. And I captioned it and I said, listen, all Trump supporters, please report to this post. Please come and tell me how you feel about what this is, about him doing that salute. Come tell us how you feel. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. Now, either they're ashamed or they cool with it or they don't care. It doesn't matter. Racism is not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. Yeah, we're gonna have the hard conversation. It's a hard conversation, but we gotta tell the truth in here, man. We gotta tell the truth in here. You did because we can't be like the Democrats. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but the Democrats they close their eyes to a lot of stuff. We can't be like that. I'm right down the middle. We call out this side, we call out that side. We want to bring truth to power. We're not going to sit back and play teams. You dig? So, so what happens if this Nazi salute, this type of energy starts to spill over? What happens? What's going to happen? See, the problem is, man, people are too excited about Trump being back in office. They're forgetting about America, okay? They're forgetting about America. They're forgetting about what the original intent is supposed to be. And it's starting to look just like we knew it was going to look. But let me tell you this. I'm still glad that the Democrats are not in office. A lot of things seem to be getting done. We already know the U.S. government is racist. We already know that. We already know that. We know that we live in a racist society. That Listen, they'll try to tell you that it's over. It's never been like. It's not like that. It's done and over with. But a lot of us know better. We expect that. You understand? So your girl Pearl, what it do, mama? Ray Minnick says, before we can change our country, we all need to start by changing our communities. You can hate Trump all you want, but his policies are best for America. Let everyone else figure out their own stuff out. I agree with that. And I don't hate Trump. I don't hate Trump. I don't hate Trump at all. And I agree. There was a post about a Mexican lady. Did y'all see the Mexican lady crying? She kind of like got denied before she was able to, right before she was able to come over to America. Now I want to be sensitive because I don't want to see anybody suffer. But at the same time, I want to say this. And I got this from my good brother Tariq. I want to say this, man. It is about time for everybody to stay where they at, put in work, and build their own country up. Foundational Black Americans, My ancestors went through hell on this land. They didn't flee to other lands. Maybe some people did, very small percentage. Most of us did not flee. We stood and we fought. And we still fight. And we stood on business. And we said, no, 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 no. We want some equal rights in this motherfucker. Okay, right here. We want equal rights right here. So my thing is, respectfully, I think everybody should put energy into staying in their homeland and building it up and fighting and going through what they got to go through. Texas Bama, what it do? Um, we expect we expected the fuckery. Okay, we knew what was going on. You dig? Um, we had to show the Democrats. We had no choice. We had to show them that we won't be accepting any bullshit from them neither. So we had to show them. That's why we pushed the way we pushed. And now we're here, and that's fine. We're here. We're here with the Nazi salutes. We're here with the double standards. All lives matter. Blue lives matter crowd gets to come home early from jail after they committed federal offenses. Right? Didn't they get released from DC jail? My man was down in DC jail and he was recording, waiting for him to come out. Not to harm them, but just to show the hypocrisy. Like these motherfuckers is getting out of jail. Ray Medic says you were talking about Nazi salutes. Yeah, it looked like some Hell Hitler-ish. But then you have people like Nelly out here saying racism isn't alive in America. I would beg you would beg to differ what? Oh yeah. I got what you're saying. Yeah. Well, Nelly, man, listen. Nelly, I didn't hear him say that, but if he said that, he has to get canceled. Everybody's getting this work, dog. Fat Joe just got booed off the stage in Chicago. Everybody's getting this work, man. Everybody that's violating, they gotta go, dog. They gotta go, and we gotta let them know that they gotta go. Um, Texas Bama says Elon is a clown, bruh. Wasn't he up there? Didn't he look like a straight clown on that stage, jumping around, dancing and shit? The Nazi salute, like, what are we doing, dog? These are games. What was the last joint when the comedian? It's like they gotta do racist shit at every rally. They do it on purpose, dog. That is not an accident. When they the last controversy was when the guy told the joke, the racist jokes, and everybody told us no, they just jokes. Don't worry about it. Why do you? What? I want to ask the Republicans out there, MAGA, all the Trump lovers, answer this question. Why does your party always, without failure, have to do some racist shit? Why? Why? I don't get it. What for what? Um, it's a bad look. Do y'all know other countries are watching this shit? See, this is what a lot of Americans don't look at. A lot of Americans don't look at the fact that the whole world knows what happened over here. They know what happened on this land. They know how America became great. They know. They don't like that shit. So it's a bad look when in 2025 people are still playing these racist games and they still doing racist gestures. It's a bad look, man. You understand? Because it looks like America is not standing on their integrity and saying they're about what they say they're about, right? America is supposed to be about freedom, liberty, and justice for all. It's supposed to be united a united front. But why, if it's a united front, why are there such racist gestures coming out of America, right in our face? Again, I'm not mad because we already knew what time it was. We know what time it is. You dig? Your girl Pearl said, but Trump called for the Central Park Five to be hung. Let me say that. I'm glad you said that, Pearl. As far as the Central Five thing, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I will say this: the Central Park Five, they were convicted and railroaded by Democrats. We got to keep that up front. We got to keep it real, man. You dig? That's who locked them up. You see what I'm saying? Ray Minnick says Nelly isn't the only one. Lil Wayne says the black cops stepped over him and the white cop took him to the hospital. He says there is no racism. Oh, I'm muted. Am I muted? I ain't muted. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I got on Lil Wayne a couple times. There's a couple videos I did on Lil Wayne. Yeah, Pearl. No, I just want to let it be known, man. I just want to let it be known because, again, I think it's crucial at this very moment that we separate ourselves from both parties. It's crucial that we separate ourselves from both parties, um, because they need to see that we're not loyal to neither side. Because we've been so loyal to the Democrats for so many years. You dig? Ray Minnick says, "Did you see?" Thank you, Texas Bama. Ray Minnick says, "Did you see Trump and Obama laughing and joking? Both sides are pretty chummy. It's all a game." Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. I saw a video where somebody pointed out that people are mad at Rick Ross and Nelly and Soldier Boy and Snoop Dogg, but they're not mad at Joe Biden and Barack Obama for attending the inauguration. It was Charlemagne that said this. They told us, these two individuals, Barack Obama and Joe Biden, told us that Donald Trump was the worst person in the world. That I forgot their exact words. They told us that pretty much Trump was the worst person in the world. But they're laughing and smiling with him. They attended his inauguration. I thought he was going to run the earth into the ground. Why would you attend the inauguration of somebody that's going to run the country into the ground? Donald Trump didn't go to the inauguration after he lost. You dig? So Charlemagne was pretty much saying, be real about this. Be real, cuz, and I agree with that. You dig? You gotta be honest, man. You gotta stand on your words, man. But they were front and center at the inauguration. They co-signed Donald Trump essentially. Essentially, they co-signed Donald Trump. Ray Minnick says to create a third party, you need to take current members of both sides to have motion. And that will never happen. Yeah, 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 yeah. At this point, man, I think everybody needs to continue to get their money up, right? We gotta continue to get our money up, uh, and hopefully, uh, this year and the next 4 years, things don't get too crazy. You dig? Because it's starting off kind of crazy. We had car bombs, we had terrorist attack, New Orleans. We had Elon Musk, President Elon. We had him throwing up the Hitler salute or whatever you want to call it. Uh, Starting off kind of crazy. You dig? Um, so yeah, I think we just need to keep pushing. Hopefully, let me tell you this. And another problem I got with what Trump is doing. Donald Trump made it a priority to pardon these people before he started to deal with this inflation. Did y'all peep that? Before inflation, it was TikTok and pardoning people that ran into a federal building. You dig? But back to my original point, because I really want people to answer this question. I already gave my opinion, but I'm going to ask the question again. Is the white privilege argument over? If you say no, tell me what the hell this is then. Texas Bama says no, to create a third party, that party must obtain at least 5% of the votes. Ray Minnick says Michelle Obama is a G. She said I'm not being chummy with any of them. She didn't go to the funeral or inauguration. I peeped that. And that's what Charlamagne pointed out. Michelle Obama is the only one that kept it real. She's the only one that kept it real. Tim Layton says, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as what, sir? Don't be afraid to say the words. It's okay. You can say the words, my brother. Tim, there's no such thing as what? Come on, Tim. Come talk to me. There's no such thing as what? White privilege? Okay. So what do you call 1,500 insurrectionists? Some that fought the police, all of them that ran into a federal building, intimidated federal workers. That right there already holds. I wonder if they even got that charge. Intimidating a federal agent and federal workers. They get to go home while people, some innocent and some with petty crimes, are locked up for a long time. You don't call that white privilege, though? If it was 1,500 NOI, if it was 1,500 members of the Nation of Islam, be honest with yourself, Tim. Where you at, Tim? Don't come in here and drop off a comment and run. Where are you at, sir? I need to ask you a question because we're going to really be honest tonight. And I hope that you can find it in yourself to be honest. I think Tim ran. See, the thing is, a lot of people don't want to have this conversation. And I salute the people that do and can have this conversation and be honest. I salute y'all, man. Because it's just a question. It's a rhetorical question. We already know the answer to it. Today just really stamped this shit. This is going to always be a reference point. Okay? It's always going to be a reference point. We can always refer back to this situation, this day, where these people get to go home after committing one of the biggest crimes. One of the biggest, we can call it a terrorist attack. Let's call it if they were Muslim. If they were Muslim, they'd be at Guantanamo Bay right now. Right or wrong. Somebody lied to me, dog. Tim, come lie to me, sir. If those people on January 6th were Muslim, they will be getting waterboarded somewhere. Right? Hey. Ray Minnick says white privilege is real, even though I have never experienced. I don't equate it to the rioters getting free though. But I say, okay, well, tell me why. Tell me why. And I'm open. I'm going to hear. Tell me why running in. Tell me why storming the Capitol building a block from where the president is at. Tell me why storming the Capitol building a block from where the president is at. Police passing away. Police getting assaulted. Federal property getting broke. Windows getting busted. They're scaling the goddamn wall. They scaled the wall. Tell me, brother, tell me, Ray, how that's not white privilege. Let's forget today. The fact that there weren't shots ringing off all over the place was white privilege. Forget the pardon. Let's just put that to the side. The fact that, because I was sitting, I was waiting. When I was watching it live. You dig? I was watching it live and I saw the mob start to run. It looked like something off of like one of them old medieval movies where you see two sides running at each other on their horses and shit. I saw the side, they start running towards the building. I said, my heart is pounding because I knew the shots was about to come. I knew it was about to be bodies dropping. Because that's what you're supposed to do when it comes to federal property. When it comes to Washington, D.C., the Capitol, the White House, shots are supposed to be fired. There was barely any mace. I was at a protest in front of the White House for the George Floyd situation. I was out front. They had tanks. They had tanks out front. There were rubber bullets being shot. There was mace and pepper spray being sprayed everywhere. You didn't see any of that on January 6th. Ray Minnick says, Texas, we can agree to disagree, but Ross Perot, okay. Ray, tell me though. Tell me how that's not white privilege that they get to come home. That whole situation was white privilege. Think about it. And again, man, I just want to say that you know, there's no surprises here. You don't see me surprised. I'm just pointing out the obvious. We just having a conversation. I really just want to put this point out here because we got to put markers. We got to put little markers in. You dig? When the insurrection happened on January 6th, that was around the back to blue situation. We had just got off the George Floyd thing, right? Nobody could understand why the world was on fire, right? Nobody could understand why people were having insurrections in these cities. Nobody could understand. Go home, be law-abiding citizens. What are you burning shit up for? Why are you breaking in places? Nobody could understand. It was back the blue. They said to back the blue. They didn't say America. They didn't say fight for your rights. You see how we do though, right? We like, man, do your thing. You mad? Go ahead, handle your business. Nobody, see, it's only American when white people do it. Let's keep it real. When we do it, when we start tearing shit up, we're not protesters, we're looters. And yeah, people do be looting. That's just how they want to express themselves. That's just what they want to do. They chose to go into the Capitol building, right? Some people choose to go get some merchandise. Okay. Either way, it's the same thing. And the Back to Blue crowd, all we heard was Back to Blue. They didn't want to hear shit. They didn't care why we were bad. They didn't care about the history and the boiling point. They didn't care nothing about that. But on January 6th, the Back to Blue crowd was out there fighting the police. One of them passed away. They didn't even stop to help that man. They wanted to get in that Capitol. Ray Minnick says, but it doesn't seem like they have received much other white privilege in their lives. But when you break it down like that, I really can't argue against it. Yeah, there's no argument, bro. It really is. I mean, if it is, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. Because we know Trump would have never. See, the thing is, Trump is trying to crack down on the cartel, street gangs, drug dealers. But when it comes to breaking the law, in this fashion, you can go home. Go on home. But he's talking about killing drug dealers. They get the death penalty. They get the death penalty. He's talking about giving them the death penalty. And I'm not with that whatsoever. I would love to see the drug problem in America get cleaned up. You understand? But he is cracking down on crime, except the crime that the MAGA people have done. What else is this going to lead to? If MAGA decides to go smack an elderly black woman, will he be punished? It's a double standard. Are we going to be fair or no? The law is the law, right? No. No. Donald Stanford says 9-volt battery for your okay. All right, Donald. All right. Texas Bama says and financial abuse. Talk about it. Talk about it, Texas Bama. It's so much going on. It's a lot. Look, it's so much coming my way, man. You know what I'm saying? Ray Minnick says, do you think if it was 1,500 minorities that got arrested and he felt that getting them out would have benefited his chances, that he wouldn't have released them? Benefited his chances at what, though? Of getting elected president? Let me tell you, did you see the final numbers of the election? He didn't necessarily need, Donald Trump didn't necessarily need the pardon to win. He didn't need the pardon to win the election. That was a nice incentive. But if you look at the numbers, he really didn't need the pardon. They didn't take him over the top. You know what I'm saying? But do I think he would have let them out? No, I don't think he would have let them out. If it was 1,500 black people and he needed to vote, I don't think he'd have let them out. I don't believe so. Because what history tells us is, you know, Donald Trump has I like some of the things Donald Trump has done as far as the black community, as far as it hasn't been much done. Okay. Now, ultimately, Texas Bama, you think he would? You think he'd have let 1,500 black people out? Again, 1,500 black people would have been scooped up off the sidewalk. It wouldn't even have made it to a goddamn courtroom. Let's keep it real. Do y'all believe it would have made it to a courtroom? It'd have been a lot more dead bodies out there. Y'all know that. It would have been a lot more dead bodies out there. But we can look at the past. We can look at the past history. Donald Trump has let a couple people out, and that was really political. I believe that was a political thing. You know, in these situations, say take Kodak Black for instance. Kodak Black, you know, he has money, right? He has money and he has resources. His people can reach out to Trump's people, say, hey, we want to put in a good word for a pardon. That's different. What track record does Donald Trump have? Now let's stop here. Let's stop here. Okay, so you said Donald Trump, if it was 1,500 black people, he let them out. What do you think MAGA would say about that? So you're telling me he would risk? See, that argument falls flat. Because you mean to tell me that Donald Trump would risk pissing off? Fuck it. Let's say Donald Trump is with it. Donald Trump is willing and ready to let 1,500 minorities, I don't even use that word, but 1,500 black, he's ready to let 1,500 black people out of prison for running in a state building in America. do you think MAGA, the MAGA crowd would let that happen? They would be very vocal about not letting that happen. He would lose his whole base, dog. Come on, man. He's running on this. They're running on law and order. Law and order is a major priority for MAGA, so they say. For some people, law and order for some people. This is what they trying to bring the stop and frisk back, right? They trying to bring certain things back. They talking about death penalty for drug dealers. Donald Trump would not get away with saying, "Hey guys, look here, MAGA, listen." Because we know, let's just be real. A lot of MAGA, not all, because I got some good buddies that's MAGA, but a lot of MAGA, they don't fuck with black folks like that. They can care less. Let's be real. Hey guys, I'm going to let 1,500 of these people out that ran into this federal building, that hurt police. That's over, dog. Conversation over. He would never do that. You dig? Yeah, Texas Bama says they support everything he does. Okay, that's like saying I'm gonna give black people reparations. Do you think he would support? Do you think MAGA would support if Donald Trump said I'm gonna give black people reparations? Because I think that first of all, it's one thing to get Donald Trump to do it. It's another thing to get MAGA to support it. I don't see MAGA supporting it. We can agree to disagree, but I don't see that happening. This, remember, again, this is the back the blue crowd. Only they can hurt police. Only they can run into buildings and break windows and scale walls. Only they can do that. Only they can. We can't. We've done it. We've already saw the reaction. Lock them up. Shoot them. This is what Donald Trump said, to shoot the protesters. Remember, y'all remember this? Man, I just wanted to drop that off, man. If you catch the playback, I want you to leave a comment. I was going to get into some other topics. Jesse says, I get your point, though. I'm from Minnesota. The police here didn't do ish about the rioters. They didn't do ish about the rioters. Okay. Fair enough. We know Donald Trump's stance on the rioters. Jesse, what did Donald Trump say to do to the rioters? I'm waiting on Jesse to answer. What did Donald Trump say to do to the rioters that were out there in the George Floyd uprising? He had zero tolerance. Exactly. So it wasn't so much that the police could do, to be honest with you. When you got all these people out here tearing shit up, it ain't but so much they can do until the National Guards get there, until other reinforcements get there. Again, when that went down, I was in front of the White House, and there were tanks, they were heavily armed shooters, snipers, tear gas, rubber bullets. You understand? This is what we were met with. This is what we were met with when we went to go peacefully protest. They knew on January 6th that them people wasn't playing around. They knew that they wasn't playing around. They knew Donald Trump was on some gangster shit. They knew that. And they didn't gear up. Now, if we even decided to go down there 1,500 deep, there would be all kind of police presence out there. Here's another question, a rhetorical question. Do y'all believe on January 6th, if it was 1,500 brothers, do y'all think that security would look the way it did? No. That's another piece of the white privilege. You dig? Texas Bama says, what I know is I haven't seen him do anything I wholeheartedly disagree with. I'm a ride or die, and I'm praying to the Lord that He is right. Let me ask you this, Texas Bama. How do you feel? You just made a very bold statement, sister. You my sister, man, and I rock with you. We gonna speak truth. You said you haven't seen anything him do anything that you wholeheartedly disagree with. How do you feel? I'm just asking a question because you might not have a problem with it. How do you feel about him standing with, taking a picture with, and hailing Daniel Penny as a hero? You know Daniel Penny, the person with special needs, the Michael Jackson impersonator, not Daniel Penny, Jordan Neely, the person with special needs, the Michael Jackson impersonator who was hungry, who had nobody. Daniel Penny snuck up behind him and choked him to death. Ray Minnick says Daniel Penny is no hero. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm glad to hear you say that because he was definitely no hero. But I'm saying, we saw Donald Trump standing with him. He killed somebody, dog. Okay? The least he could have went to jail for was manslaughter. The least he could have went to, the dude had no weapon. He had no weapon, dog. He was a special needs individual. Daniel Penny snuck up behind him and took him out, took his life. Texas Bam, I need you to answer my question. Where you at? Where you at? Ray Minnick says, when you ride the subway, you get used to a lot. It was clearly Daniel Penny's first time on the subway, and again, he was scared, so he did what he did, yeah. And the thing is, they try to make him this decorated soldier. But the thing is, he wasn't even decorated or trained enough to not take his life. You couldn't subdue that man without taking his life. So Texas Bama, you said you haven't seen anything that you wholeheartedly disagree with. What about that situation I just named? And I'm not mad at Donald Trump. All of this is no surprise. It's all expected. You understand? The Democrats were trying to take things to another level. Yeah, Jesse, man, tap back in. Blessings to you, homie. We just have lighthearted conversations. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna kick nobody out for disagreeing or get mad because people disagree with me. I'm not that type of. It's not that type of channel, man. I want to hear everybody. We have an intelligent conversation. You dig? But look, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I gotta get some sleep. I gotta wake up, and I have to. Texas Bama said, I do disagree with that, but I don't know the whole facts. Well, you gotta look into the case, sis. You gotta look into the case. I just gave you the facts. That's the facts. Let me tell you the facts. Jordan Neely, special needs, unarmed, mental illness. Daniel Penny, strangled, went home. Daniel Penny took him out, went home. That's the facts. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Then he went to the game with Donald Trump. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance invited him to the game. Come on, they hailed him as a hero. That's another blatant disrespect. That's at the least you could do is not invite him to the game. But these are all dog whistles. You understand? Ryan said, counting your pinky first is wild. All right, Ryan. So yeah, man, listen. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna tap back in with everybody, man. We got more things to talk about. I wanted to get into Fat Joe. He got booed in Chicago. FBA standing on business. The whole world is learning about foundational Black Americans, and I'm very happy about that. Because we gotta distinguish, we gotta delineate. You understand? But I'm gonna be back. What's the date? Shit, today is Tuesday. I'm gonna be back, man. Get with y'all. Yeah, well, he was charged. Texas Bama, he was charged. He got acquitted He got acquitted. Daniel Penny got acquitted. And then he went to the game with Donald Trump. And they, basically called him a hero. They probably gave him some money too. You did? Yeah. So, ain't too much change, man. Ain't too much change. I just like to point these things out. I'm out of here. Peace.